Even if you accidentally misgender me, it is still intentional.
Just two boys being silly.
Black lives matter, all lives matter.
And you don't want to date a trans person. You're transphobic, my friend.
Do you feel like a boy, a girl, or a little bit of both?
Ew, yuck, Aunt Ren. I know you're a bigot in your brain.
My gender decides to change right before bed.
Hey guys, it's Misha, and welcome back to my channel. So, biological women have discovered it's hard to make it on OF, but they actually have a great shot of becoming very successful if they pretend to be trans. In what might just be the most insane story of the year, two female OF models have gone viral after pretending to be transgender to sell porn content. Trans activists are now accusing the women of appropriation. All right, for identifying as men who identify as women. So guys, let's break this down a bit. You don't understand why biological women would get upset when men cosplay as women, when it actually matters. Not corn, not OF content, but trying to enter women-only spaces, the bathroom, the changing room, being sent to female prisons after being a convicted rapist, for example, versus now these OF models. And they're saying, oh, this is appropriation. This is trans woman face. But you don't understand why biological women get upset when you put on a dress and a wig and say, I'm a girl. No, I'll tell you why. Narcissism, okay? Only understand it when it affects you. Pretending to be trans to grift while also being transphobic is so embarrassing. Oh, F off and stop profiting off trans people. Here are the women that are pretending to be transgender. That seems to be the case, okay? Just two boys being silly. Silly Lily used to look manlier but still a dude. I collab with other. I'm just a totally terrific dude. The second part of this, it's referring to their underwear. There seems to be something there that does not belong. But again, the speculation is that that's not the actual body part. Let's put it that way, that these are biological women, all right? Is there anything more disgusting than pretending to be transgender and then being transphobic towards trans girls? I mean, this is hilarious in many ways. Like I said, it's also pretty sad. But in a way, you could be kind of flattered that they have to pretend to be trans to try and get those views. So here's another person that got triggered. Seeing cis girls shoving in their pants and pretending to be trans for money makes me so annoyed. My gender isn't your costume. You say that while wearing the costume because this is a trans woman, right? Moving on.
Black lives matter, all lives matter.
Black lives matter.
Oof. I guess all lives matter.
Why is that?
Because I feel like my life matters too. And I'm not black.
Yes. And the woman goes, no, he should have said, Black lives matter, all lives do not matter. My life does not matter. Is that the appropriate response? Like, this is so stupid. And the face you make after saying, all he said, I'm not black, I think my life matters, all lives matter. Guess what's included in all, by the way? Black lives. That wasn't enough for her. No.
My take is that there's a certain point in which even if you accidentally misgender me, it is still intentional. Because the fact that you as a cis person have not done the work to deconstruct how you are viewing trans bodies shows where your true intentions lie, and they are not in the favor of trans folk.
Well, I'm viewing that Adam's apple. I'm hearing that voice. So it seems that you haven't done the work, because it's not my responsibility to play along with your little game, right? And this little dress up thing you got going on. Congrats, you're a beautiful, gorgeous, stunning, brave woman. But this smug attitude saying, oh, you haven't done the work, you have to ignore biological reality, you have to ignore what's in front of you, that's on you. No, if this person was respectful, I'm transitioning, I use she, her pronouns, could you please use those pronouns for me? I don't give a shit. Fine, great. What I'm not gonna do though is pretend that you were always a woman, that you're a biological woman, that it's the same thing, and that if someone accidentally misgenders you, it's still intentional. Because it doesn't work in the favor of trans women. Because I have to deconstruct my views on trans bodies. Yeah, I have nothing better to do. I'm gonna go do my homework right now. Can you be for real for a second? If you want people to use she, her pronouns, if you want people to see you as a woman, you can't be walking around looking like a dude.
Alright, I'm ready for all the hate comments, but if you're a cisgender person and you don't want to date a trans person just because of the fact that they're trans, you're transphobic, my friend.
Okay. Do you think that someone who's in a happy relationship would say this kind of crap? I don't think so. I think this comes from people who are frustrated that not everyone is attracted to them. I don't know, maybe they're struggling a bit in the love department. And this, however, comes off as very creepy, very grapey, saying that you have to be attracted to someone. You don't have to be attracted to anyone. No one has to be attracted to you either, right? That's not a right that you have. It doesn't matter how attractive you think you are, how rich, how funny, or how cool, or how trans. It does not matter. No one has to be attracted to you. So to make this kind of video and say, I don't care if you're not attracted to trans people, you're a bigot, you're transphobic. Again, extremely creepy. People are allowed to have preferences. It's like you feel entitled, right? You can throw whatever phobic at somebody. You're a bigot, you're transphobic, you're homophobic. That's not going to make people attracted to you. In fact, again, you look like a creep. Do you guys remember Lily? Hopefully not. Hopefully you forgot about Lily. Unfortunately, we're going to have to take a look again.
Hi, friends. Today we're going to talk about something super important. What it means to be
Transgender.
It's a big word, but I promise that it's easy to understand. Ready to learn? The first thing I want you to do is close your eyes. Now think, do you feel like a boy, a girl, or a little bit of both?
I've been driving a lot recently. Yeah, and I parallel parked yesterday. So I feel more like a boy. Because boys can drive. Girls aren't very good at driving. I'm kidding. I'm a terrible driver. In all seriousness, though, this is so stupid. Do you feel like a boy? Do you feel like a girl? What? What are you talking about? Do I feel like I have XY chromosomes? Do I feel like I have XX chromosomes? It's going based off of stereotypes, because what do you mean you feel like a boy? Unless we're talking about an actual mental issue called gender dysphoria, in which case, yes, that's a very difficult thing to struggle with. I understand that. And I hope everyone who does struggle with that is able to talk to a professional, is able to transition if that's what needs to be done. That should be like the last case scenario, because it's very hard to reverse that sometimes, especially if you've gone through, medical transition. But Lily here, this trans woman, pretending to be Miss Rachel, which is this other TikToker who makes videos for children, right? So Lily here is pretending to be that TikToker, talking to kids, trying to teach them about transgenderism and opening up with, do you feel like a boy? Do you feel like a girl? You might as well ask them if they feel like a fire truck or a Barbie. And then they could transition, right? Like gluing wheels on their body. Or maybe that's a bit silly, right? Maybe we should just let kids play pretend, and then when they're older, if they're showing signs of having those kinds of mental problems and they need to speak to someone, and we will help them through that. Totally understandable. Johnny, do you feel like a boy or a girl? That's weird. The only thing that will do is confuse the kids. Let's not do that.
Now I want you to imagine that everyone keeps telling you that you're something else, even though in your heart, you know who you are. Wouldn't that make you sad inside? People who feel like this are trans.
In my heart, I feel like a tree. I feel like a tree. And everyone tells me I'm not. We should make some laws to arrest people who say I'm not a tree. The people saying I'm a human, they should work on changing their view and deconstructing their view of trans tree people.
And if you're not transgender, it's super easy to be friends with someone who is.
Agreed? It is? Especially, I'll give you a hint, right? The trans people that I talk to, they don't talk about being transgender 24/7. It's not their entire personality. Because believe it or not, there are more things to that person than being transgender. It's very easy to be friends with those people because they're normal. This, on the other hand, this is not normal. I'm trans. Okay, what would make you happy? You want a medal?
As you can see, transgender people are just like you and me.
They're all friends.
Also, what other group of people would you say this to? All trans people are our friends. No, that's not true. Believe it or not, it's not a good idea to put all trans people on a pedestal. Just like you wouldn't put non-trans people on a pedestal, or white people, or black people, or people with black hair, or people with blonde hair. Like, you wouldn't say this entire group of people, they're our friends. Trust them, they're so great. No, there are bad trans people, there are good trans people. There are trans law-abiding citizens. There are trans criminals. Just like with any group of people, guys. Like, why do you think you are so special? Trans or not, that's not a great quality to have. That you think you're the best, right? Like, you're just so great. You might want to rethink that. Like, that's very narcissistic. Is there really nothing else that's interesting about you except your gender identity or your sexuality? If that's the case, I really recommend you get some hobbies or find something you're passionate about that isn't yourself. POV, you misgender my newly out trans friend and the mama bear instincts kick in. That was terrifying. POV, you randomly say the N-word? Yeah. Lily did.
All the time. Nigger, nugget. All the time. Nigger, nugget.
So I've seen this like 3 times already. How do you accidentally say the N-word when you're trying to say nugget? Nugget? So Lily's getting canceled.
Trans women getting pregnant is not as far off as you'd think.
Well, Donald Trump was recently shot at one of his rallies. How do you feel about that?
I wish he would have gotten shot in the forehead.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, he's basically like teaching our country like what communism is like, so.
So you wish death upon someone?
Him.
I'm really struggling to believe that this is real. Is this real? Communism?
So you wish death upon someone?
Him. Yeah, unfortunately. I hate to say that because I don't have hatred in my soul at all.
I don't have hate in my heart. I just wish he was murdered. I'm so tolerant. I'm so accepting. Except with political candidates I don't agree with. Yeah, I wish they would get shot.
I think the way that our country has divided families, marriages, all of it about politics alone, like it all really started with him.
Who do you think's fault that is? You at the dinner table, maybe, saying you wish that Trump got shot. You think that should be accepted? Yeah, bring her over to Thanksgiving dinner. She's such a joy to be around.
So do you think wishing someone death is not hateful?
I would say, yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely what? You know, watching content like this can be a little frustrating at times, right? And certainly raise concern about the future of our country and our generation. But if you enjoy videos that expose this insanity and you want to see more, you can by signing up for Daily Wire Plus, and you'd be helping support their mission of fighting this sort of leftist indoctrination. Now, if you haven't signed up for Daily Wire Plus yet, here's why you should. It is home to uncensored, ad-free content like The Matt Walsh Show, The Michael No Show, and Jordan B. Peterson's podcast, and much more. And it's a platform that truly offers hope for America's future, which is something I appreciate after watching the craziness going on TikTok. Daily Wire Plus provides you with their full library of powerful documentaries, docuseries like Scamala, movies, podcasts, and so much more. Plus, you get access to their live streams, their Q&As, and content that genuinely promotes a positive vision for America's future. So if you're looking for that kind of content that aligns with your values, Daily Wire Plus is definitely where you need to be. So make sure you click the link in my description and use code Misha30 to get 30% off your annual membership. That way you can help join the fight by signing up today and stand with a platform that is actively shaping our future for the better. Okay, back to the wokies.
Hi, friends. Today we're talking about something super cool called pronouns. Pronouns are little words that help us talk about each other. We all have pronouns. Some people use he and him.
Bro, even the buttons on the suspenders are trans flags.
Like this bear. He's so cuddly. Some people use they and them. Oh, like this frog. And it's important to ask people what their pronouns are because you can't always tell by what they look like. Here's how you do it. Hi, my name is Lily. My pronouns are she and her. What about you? It shows that you care about them.
But what if I don't care about you? Like, what if I don't know you? What if you're a stranger on the internet? Why would I need to do that? Like, imagine you just want to ask someone a random question, right? Like, you're never going to see them again. You have to say, hi, my name is, my pronouns are, my cat's pronouns are, what are your pronouns? What are your frog's pronouns? I wouldn't want to misgender anybody.
Some straight men are attracted to trans women who haven't had bottom surgery.
I don't know what you call that, but that's not straight. I don't think any straight person would be trying to make this argument. Just say you're gay. There's nothing wrong with that. Is he actually gay? Let's see.
I'm married to a man who has Asperger's.
Yeah.
This is very disconcerting and confusing to women when they find this out because they think, well, if she hasn't had bottom surgery, then, and you want to play with that part of her, then you can't be 100% straight. Remember that these are still women. Trans women are women.
No. Trans women are trans women. Trans women are biological men.
They are female.
But except they're not. Like, we could say things, I can also say something with a lot of confidence. Computers don't exist. Computers do not exist. I could repeat that over and over again. I could really believe it in my heart. It doesn't mean it's true. Computers do exist. You could be saying, yeah, trans women are women. Trans women are female. They're not, though. This really would not be a problem if we would just be able to accept biological reality. There was a time when most trans people would be able to say, yeah, I'm a biological man, I'm a biological woman, but I present as the opposite gender, I have gender dysphoria, this is what makes me comfortable, could you use these pronouns? Fine. I genuinely feel bad for the normal trans people out there because now we have the wokies taking over who are absolutely delusional and trying to force others to play along with their delusion. I don't know why. Are they bored? Yes. Are they indoctrinated? Yes. Are they stupid? I think so. I think so, because how?
And they can experience pleasure playing with that person from the waist down.
I want to keep my lunch down, so I'm going to move on. Gentle parenting, your uncle, who loses it about inclusive language.
Oopsies! Uncle needs to worry about uncle. Because, you know, sometimes people use different words to talk about the same thing. Like how your friend JD loves couches. Some people call it a sofa. I know.
Does she think the JD Vance couch rumor is real? These are the same people that talk about fake news. Girl, that was a joke. You do know that, right? If you're confused, there's a rumor that JD Vance did it with his couch. That was a viral joke, all right? A fabricated story.
I know inclusion makes you have big feelings, friend. But having different words helps everyone feel comfy and happy.
You know, if she has a younger audience, this is letting those younger people know it's okay to talk to your uncle like this. It's okay to talk to a family member, someone older than you. It's okay to have big feelings, uncle. It's okay. Yeah, you're a bigot. Were you ever disciplined as a kid? Mrs. Frazzled, did you ever have time out? Did you ever learn respect? Especially respecting your elders? It seems no one taught you, which is unfortunate. But this is not how you speak to your family members. This is actually not how you speak to anyone, unless they're kids. Because this is a very condescending way to talk.
So please notice that you are coming all the way over here just to be unkind to someone who is using a different word than you. That's silly goose behavior, friend. Oh, hon, you can say breastfeeding as much as you want. You can whisper it in your hand. You can yell it into a pillow if you just gotta let it out, okay? Because the word breastfeeding is not going bye-bye. Why don't you just go outside with your friends and play in the grass?
But eventually they wanted to go bye-bye, Mrs. Frazzled, because they put it on banned words lists. Yeah. Does gendered language hurt your feelings? That's okay, Mrs. Frazzled. You can use chest feeding all you want. You could say it into your phone. You could scream it into your pillow. But gendered language isn't going away. Okay, another one. Gentle parenting, your aunt, who has big feelings about boys with long hair.
Ew, yuck, Aunt Ren. I know you're a bigot in your brain. That's why your inside thoughts have to stay inside where they can't hurt anyone. Got it? Oh, I know you don't get it. But either you don't use words to hurt others, or they will not spend time with you anymore. No, anyone can have long hair. Remember?
Anyone can have long hair. Anyone can have short hair. I think we're way past those sorts of gender stereotypes. In my opinion, I think it's silly to say, no, you're a boy, you can't have long hair. That actually causes a lot of people to say, that must mean I'm trans. That must mean I have to transition because everyone seems to hate me expressing myself in this way. I think it's silly. That being said, why use this sort of condescending tone saying that you would talk this way to your aunt, to your uncle? Who raised you?
G is for gender is a construct. Shine on, shine on. Touch your listening ears if you're still with me. And some people don't feel like they're a boy or a girl, and that is okay. Take a breath. It's okay. Let me help you think in your brain.
Oh, here she is getting upset.
It's like, what are you doing? Your life is so sad. And first of all, we've been through this. I am condescending on purpose. I made a whole video about it, and I am a bitch. Do you know how long I was a pushover? I am so proud to be a bitch. And I'm so proud to irritate you every single day. But you have an ugly heart.
Oh, wait a second. I'm a proud bitch. I love irritating you. You have an ugly heart. Do these people hear themselves?
You need to get some friends that like you. Okay? Have a good one.
That was a lot of projection. Kind of scary.
Here are some examples of my gender fluidity being a little bitch. When suddenly my gender decides to change right before bed. I'll just be vibing, and then it'll be like, binder time. No, Michael, it's not binder time, it's bedtime. Binder time. Number 3, in the frickin' middle of the day. I'll be walking all happily along, and then suddenly, boom, gender change. No, now is not the time, Michael.
Making a mockery of people with gender dysphoria too, right? Because what do you mean your gender changes at night?
So do I think I'm transgender? Yes, 1000%. Do I identify with my natural born gender? 1000%.
Just before bed. Like throughout the day, you're good. And then it's time to go to sleep. Oh, my gender just changed. My gender just changed. Your gender did not just change. It's giving that one TikTok we watched about gender seasons. This woman thinks her gender changes with the seasons. I found something else that I want to teach you today, okay? Semi-bisexual is a sexual orientation that defines a person who feels sexual attraction towards one gender, usually the opposite, but considers themselves to be bisexual or partially bisexual. Another definition is semi-bisexual is someone who is bisexual, but is attracted to only one gender. Okay. You know, a semi-apple is a fruit that's not a fruit at all. How are you bisexual, but attracted to one gender? Usually the opposite. Hello? Even bisexual is not special enough anymore. Semi-bisexual. 2/3 bisexual. 72.6% bisexual. You remember when people would say, yeah, I don't like labels, don't care about them. Let's bring that back. Let's bring that back, please, because this is so ridiculous. Again, making your sexuality, your gender identity, your entire personality is so exhausting and embarrassing. Now, that might not be what you want to hear, especially if you don't feel like there's something else that's interesting about you, but I promise you there is. I promise you. It would be more interesting at this point for you to tell us your favorite color, because that's less talked about than people's sexuality. Just tell us your favorite color. What's your favorite animal? Do you like to draw? Do you like to sing? There has to be something. I genuinely hope you find it. I also hope you'll subscribe and hit the notification bell, like the video, let me know what you think in the comments, and remember to subscribe to my new channel where I'm going to be posting non-political content. That's going to be linked in the description below, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.